which is one of the supporting factors. Then we must be happy with meditations in order that we may attain jhana, insight knowledge, and so forth. This also can be considered as a piti. Especially when we have some improvement in our meditation, we may have stronger piti. This is also a clinical sign. So similarly, we also need some rapture and piti when offering, when undertaking or observing precepts, when meditating, or when chanting, recitations, or any Dhamma activities. If we do it with happy minds, then this also can produce piti. If the rapture associated with sensual pleasure is not the way to improve meditation, even it is desirable, enjoyable, and more attractive. Of course, sensual pleasure are also really enjoyable. You can also have piti, rapture. Then we also like enjoying such sensual pleasure. It's easy to enjoy sensual pleasure because very easy to find. Although all of them are really attractive. But for about meditation, in the very beginning, before we experience something good or some improvement, it's not really very attractive, not really very enjoyable. Okay, briefly, piti can be good and bad, both parties. When we are trying something good, then piti may arise. This is called kusala, wholesome. When we are doing something bad, we may have piti. At the time, we can say akusala. Especially when we have greed, we can also say greed-rooted consciousnesses. Then there will be piti. Sometimes there is also greed without piti. Anyway, the main thing is when we are greedy, we can also feel rapture. We can also experience rapture. When we get angry, sure, no more piti anymore. When we have delusion, no more piti, because delusion is not good factors, not desirable. Then, when we are going to develop the enlightenment factor of piti, so here I mentioned 11 things leads to the arising of the enlightenment factor of joy or rapture. So 11 things. It's actually many things. It will be the longest explanation in this summer talk. But anyway, it also can be for beginners. That's why I add all types of, all 11 in detail. Okay, now here, Buddhanussati, recollection of the Buddha. In our daily life, we also chant Iti Piso Bhagava Arahant Samma Sambuddho. Now here I will explain in detail. Then 2, Dhammanussati, recollection of the Dhamma. Then in our daily life, we also chant Sakkhato Bhagavata Dhamma and so on. Then 3, Sanghanussati, recollection of the Sangha. Supatipano Bhagavato Savaka Sangho. And we have 9 qualities. Then Silanussati, recollection of morality. This one is something new for many of meditators. We also have the quality of morality. We must know what kind of morality is qualifying to do recollection. Jhaganussati, recollection of charity or generosity. So there's also some quality of charity, generosity. We must also recollect all this quality. Then 6, Devadanussati, recollection of divine beings. Actually, we can also say recollection of divine qualities. Then we also can misunderstand this Pali words, Devadanussati. That means we must try to recall divine beings and their qualities. In reality, this one is recollection of our own quality that is equal to divine beings. That means we human beings also have divine qualities, that we must recall all our qualities as divine as awareness. So divine beings of this kind of quality. We also have this kind of quality, right? Divine as awareness. We just recall our own quality. Then Upasamasati, recollection of peace. This one is also new to meditators. Actually, this is also about Nibbana. Another thing is Yukha Bhugala Parivajana, the avoiding of bad people. This is as usual. In every single enlightenment factors, we also mention bad association and good association. The 9, Sinita Bhugala Sevanata, association with good people. Then 10, Asadaniya Sutanda Bajrakanata, reflection on the discourses, inspiring confidence. After listening or reading some suttas, you may have stronger confidence. Then you can recite or you can listen this kind of discourses frequently. The Dadati Modata, the inclination towards joy. This is also common in every single enlightenment factors. So altogether, we have 11 enlightenment factors to develop. So today we have to start with the first one, recollection of the Buddha. So in our daily life, we also chant Buddha's quality. Then if we summarize, there are only 2 different types of qualities. That we actually, in our daily chant, we have 9 qualities. Itipiso Bhagava Arahanta Samma Sambuddha, 9 qualities. So although we have 9 qualities, if we summarize only 2, Attahita Sampati, achievement for his own welfare. Parahita Sampati, practicing for the welfare of other beings. These are quality. So we can also understand our life. If we achieve something, then this is also for our own welfare. This is also called quality. Similarly, if we can do for the welfare of other living beings, for our community, this is also quality. If we don't achieve anything, or if we cannot do for the welfare of our community, then we cannot say we have quality. So if we summarize, we have 2 different qualities, Attahita Sampati and Parahita Sampati. So Buddha may have achieved many different attainments. We call Attahita Sampati. It's just for him. Although he has all this quality, if he didn't share with other living beings, then nobody can understand. So he also share his knowledge with other living beings, Parahita Sampati. So we human beings have to do these 2 qualities. If we have these 2 qualities, our life becomes valuable. We will be valuable in our community. Okay, so what are really called Attahita Sampati and Parahita Sampati? We should elaborate a little bit more. Now, Attahita Sampati can divide into 2. Pahana Sambara, achievement by abandonment. Jnana Sambara, achievement by knowledge or knowing. So we should also understand abandonment. We may have many bad habits, bad things. We have to give up or we have to abandon all these things. This is also called Pahana Sambara, Attahita, for our own benefit, for our own welfare. If we cannot give up then it will be very helpful for our future. Because the main thing is, Pahana Sambara, achievement by abandonment, means he may abandon many different things like bad habits, bad hobby, also defilements, everything. Jnana Sambara, achievements by knowledge or knowing. So Buddha has experienced many new things. Buddha has known many new things compared to ordinary people. This is called knowledge. Actually, we have many different levels of knowledge. For example, Kammasakata Samadhi or Kammasakata Panya, the knowledge of karma ownership. That we understand if we do good things, good result will come. If we do bad things, bad result will come to us. This kind of understanding, this kind of knowledge is also called Kammasakata Samadhi or Kammasakata Panya. Similarly, when we are going to do dana, we also have dana maya panya. We become skillful. We may offer only beneficial things for the receiver. All the things come from experiences, dana maya panya. Similarly, sila maya panya produces by morality. If we are practicing morality very long times, we have a good habit already, and we may come to know how to avoid and what to do. This also comes from experiences, sila maya panya. Another thing is jhana maya panya. When we attain jhana also, we become skillful, then we also have better knowledge, jhana maya panya. For vipassana panya, you have already known what is vipassana, right? You have already learned from a different teacher. Vipassana is a very high level. We have to know nama rupas, we have to know their causes, we have to contemplate them as anicca dukkha anatta. These are called vipassana. So this is also vipassana panya. Magga panya, path knowledge, phala panya, fruition knowledge, Pajjapakkhana, this is the Viveka knowledge. These are very high level of knowledge. So the Buddha has all types of knowledges, all types of wisdoms. The Buddha has known all the things, Jnana Sambara. So that means if we can learn something beneficial for us, and we will be knowledgeable, this is also our value. If we can give up many, many bad things, this is also our value. It's also for our own welfare. Okay, here I just analyze some part of Buddha's quality. For example, Arahant is Attahita Sambati, achievements achieved by abandoning the defilements. Actually, just simply mentions Attahita Sambati. So we may have many defilements. If we can abandon or if we can overcome it, then this also for the welfare of ourselves. This is actually directly affect our success, our achievement. But it also affects indirectly to other people. For example, because of good quality of the Buddha has already eradicated defilements, that he may not disturb any living beings, right? But he can please many living beings. This also affects other living beings. Similarly, Samma Sambuddha. Samma Sambuddha is also Attahita Sambati by realizing Four Noble Truths. So you can imagine this one, right? Actually, Samma Sambuddha also knows many other things. Later in the quality, we can explain the one. So he realized by himself, this is Attahita Sambati, by achievement, or by knowing something. Before the Buddha arising, we don't have Four Noble Truths. Nobody talk about Four Noble Truths. Only the Buddha start talking about Four Noble Truths. Then Vijayacharana Sampanno is also Attahita Sampatti, by knowing things to be known, and abandoning things to be abandoned. So Vijayacharana Sampanno is a very wise. Vijjami, knowledge. Charanami, contact. So what we do for our knowledge, it will be very useful for our practice. Now there's a contact. It is for ourselves. For example, we may undertake precepts. It is also for ourselves. But it also affects our community. For example, if we don't tell a lie, people will believe us. Right? That means trust comes from truth. If we are truthful, then people will trust. That is why it also affects other people, our community, indirectly. Vijayacharana Sampanno is mostly Attahita, right? We are both abandoning and also knowing two different things. Then here, Parahita Sampatti. So we also have two different types of Parahita Sampatti. By yoga, making an effort to deliver discourses. This is also called Parahita Sampatti. So that means the Buddha also had to prepare for Dhamma talk on his mind, right? Prepare for Dhamma talk. Then they have to check people's minds, their controlling faculties and something like this. They have to prepare. When you go and read in the Sutta, in the early morning, without entering into Mahakaruna Samapatti, you may try to see the people today who can achieve the Dhamma, who can attain path and future knowledge. This is also called Payoga Sampatti. Then, if he has known the person's conditions, for example, controlling faculties, then he also have to choose what kind of thing is suitable for him. For example, he has very strong saddha, very weak knowledge. Then the Buddha will explain how to balance these two. Or the Buddha will explain to be able to balance these two. So this is the way he has to check people's minds, people's conditions. This is also called Payoga Sampatti. 2. Asaya. Waiting for the maturity of controlling faculties. So sometimes, although somebody can attain path and future knowledge, but their controlling faculty is not so mature, then the Buddha must wait for a while. Okay, one more thing here. It's very common questions. Many people, even in Singapore retreat, and then somebody asked me this question. When the Buddha held Angulimala before killing his mother, but why the Buddha didn't the Buddha held, right? Ajatasattu before killing his father? There's very big questions. Many times people ask this question. So we have different conditions of two people. Okay, I should say how bad Ajatasattu was. Then you may have read something about Jyotika, one of the rich men in Rajagaha. One day, King Bimbisara and his little son, Ajatasattu, visited the Jyotika's house. So Jyotika house was decorated with jewelry, very valuable things. Even the wall is made of ruby or something. Many jewelries. So on arrival, Ajatasattu thought, my father is a little bit stupid. He just lived in a wooden palace. But rich man under his control, under his sovereignty, right? Live with very luxurious and jewelry house. If I become the king, or if I can gain throne, I will take over all the properties of Jyotika. This is that kind of mindset. One little boy, no, this is his habit. Okay, compared to Jadasati, we should talk about Angulimala. So Angulimala's real name is Ahinsaka. Ahinsaka means non-cruelty. That means kindness, or a kind boy, or a kind man. You can also imagine. So when Angulimala was very young, he's very kind, very stable, a very lovely one. He does not have bad habits. Unfortunately, both of them have bad association, bad teacher. Right? So Jadasati was influenced by his teacher, Devadatta. And he also have Devadatta in many different ways, even to assassinate the Buddha. So this is also one of the things. What about Angulimala also? He has bad association because his teacher is a bad. That's why he encouraged his student to kill people. Angulimala also believed his teacher, so he killed many people. Then Devadatta also encouraged Jadasati to kill his father, to gain the throne. Then Jadasati also killed his father. Then he became the king. So then when Angulimala is going to kill his mother, Buddha interfered. Angulimala also ran after, chasing the Buddha, but Buddha just moved normally, but because of psychic power, it made very far distance. Angulimala say, "Hey monks, are you scared of me? Why are you running?" Then the Buddha say, I'm not running, I'm standing, because you are running. And he realized, he's a wise person, he can realize what the Buddha means. Anyway, the main thing is, Buddha can help Angulimala before killing his mother. Why this thing happen? They have different controlling faculties, different maturity. So, I'll give one example. Okay, then you also have mango in USA, right? Mango fruits. When it's very young, newly bear the fruits, too young. The seed is not strong enough. If we pluck it, if we cut, and if we take a seed, take out the seeds and plant, it cannot grow. Because the fruit is so small, not mature yet, not strong yet. Not only that, if we eat the mango fruit, also it will be very sour, not good taste. If it is mature enough, it will ripen. Then, if we remove outer meat, we can eat. The seed also strong enough, we can plant. Okay. Compared to controlling faculties, if somebody has very weak controlling faculties, they are like young seeds, young fruits. If we take it, no tasty, also spoil the seeds. Then for mature controlling faculties, it's like a mature fruit. The taste also good because we plant the seeds. Sometimes if we are not mature enough, when we talk about anicca dukkha anatta, they will not accept. They will not believe that kind of things. Right? Okay, now I'm in Nepal. They have some misunderstanding about past karma. When they are meditating, they have to accept all kind of suffering without changing. It's their past karma. In this way, they can overcome their past akusala karma, right? Bad karma in the past. They have this kind of belief. Like here, one young bhikkhu, he also admitted when he just arrived at Myanmar and he started studying in Bali school, and he argued with many people. No, this is past karma, past karma. Many Myanmar bhikkhus say no, it's no, but he still argued. After learning many different things, he realized, oh, this is his mistake. There's something wrong view in the community, right? So that means if before he know many different things, before knowing many different things, he will not accept. After learning, then his knowledge becomes stronger because he becomes a little bit mature. He can accept. Similarly, the Buddha also have to wait until their controlling faculty is mature. When their controlling faculty is mature enough, the Buddha will just deliver discourses to them. Then they can also listen. They can also attain path and future knowledge. So if we summarize, there are two different things, Payoga and Asaya, for Prahita Sambati. Okay, now here we should introduce practical example. Sukado is both Atahita Sambati and Prahita Sambati. By knowing things to be known and abandoning things to be abandoned, deliver discourse timely according to living beings' temperament. Later, when we talk about Sukado, everything will be very obvious, very clear. So Sukado here, knowing things to be known. Actually, although the speech is a beneficial truth, the Buddha also knows the time to speak. Buddha says, Buddha speaks timely. The abandoning things to be abandoned. When we talk about good speech, we must abandon bad speech also, right? This is the example. Not only that, in Sukado there are many other meanings, like for example, going to Nibbana, safe place, secure place. Without abandoning defilements, we cannot go there. Another thing, delivering discourse is timely, according to living beings' temperament. So different living beings may have different habits, different hobby, different temperament. The Buddha understands their conditions. The Buddha can know their conditions. That the Buddha will explain timely. For example, when Buddha was spending Vasa in Vojjhanga, Venerable Sariputta think about the long lasting of Buddha dispensation, or Buddha teaching. Then he also knows some parts, but he cannot know many different parts because his knowledge is not so strong as Buddha. Then he also realized some Buddhas have very long lifespan, then their generation cannot maintain. Then second lineage, after second lineage, second generations, then Dhamma disappear. For short lifespan Buddhas, then their generation, they can teach their generations, they can last long. So after understanding this, he approached the Buddha and asked, Bhante, Venerable Sir, in which Buddha dispensation lasts long? Which dispensation does not last long? Buddha also explained, some Buddhas dispensation lasts long, some Buddha dispensation does not last long. Then he also asked why it's so. Then in some Buddha dispensation, they don't need to lay down very heavy Vinaya rules. That means they may have Vinaya rules, but very little Vinaya rules. Because they have almost all the devotees have very strong faith, nobody break precepts. That's fine. Buddha didn't lay down any rules. That's fine. They don't lay down very heavy Vinaya rules. That's fine. Their dispensation does not last long. When hearing that, Venerable Sariputta requested, Venerable Sir, please lay down for the bhikkhus. Lay down Vinaya rules for the bhikkhus in order to last long, in order to prolong Buddha's teaching. Then the Buddha said, Sariputta, please wait until the time ripen. The time ripen means, for example, the Buddha will lay down the rules. If you steal the other people's properties, then it's parajika, for example. Nobody break precepts. If you lay down, they will complain. Who do it? No, who will do it? Nobody do. Why he lay down this kind of rules? People will complain. That's what Buddha say. Please wait until the time ripen. In Rajagaha, Venerable Daniya, still the woods of King Bimbisara, then the Buddha lay down the rules. If you steal valuable things, it's a parajika. So that means, even for Vinaya rules, the Buddha waits until the time ripen. After that, the Buddha lay down the rules. That is why Payoga and Asaya both also here. Not only that, also he uses knowledge to lay down the rules. Similarly, what about the Dhamma talks? There are some meditators, they may have very strong hate, very strong anger, hateful temperament. The Buddha will encourage them to practice metta meditation, loving kindness, karuna meditation, compassion, and also mudita meditation, samatati joy, upekkha meditation, equanimity. So when they have lustful temperament, the Buddha will encourage them to practice 32 body parts, reversiveness meditations, or like a asava meditation, seeing the corpse, and reversiveness of corpse. It depends on people's temperament and underlying tendency. The Buddha also can give different discourses. This is also for the welfare of other living beings, prahita. Okay, now Buddha and Bhagava are both Adahita Samadhi and Brahita Samadhi. Buddha, he himself also knows Four Noble Truths, but he also make other people know Four Noble Truths. That means he also can give instruction to the people to understand Four Noble Truths. So he himself also understands Adahita. He can also make other people understand this Brahita. Similarly, Bhagavan, his appearance is also good. This means his Adahita. And not only that, Buddha also can help many other people because of his glory and many other things. Because of the Brahita Sampati. Okay, now Anuttara Buddhisa Dhamma Sarati and Sattva Devamanusanam, true quality. They are Brahita Sampati. So the Buddha train people to be tame. This is very clear, right? This is it. Brahita Sampati. Then Sattva Devamanusana, his teacher of divine beings and human beings. Here we want to say divine being, it also cover Brahma. So if we say human being, there are some living being lower than human being, right? Such as some animals, or also can guide them. Like for example, some monkey, elephants. You may see elephant who has many fruits, right? Or the monkey or the brain beehive. You can see this kind of picture in many different places. This is just an example. There are many other cases. So that means these are Prahita Sampati. The Buddha just did it for the welfare of other living beings, for the welfare of beings. Okay, this is the summary of Buddha's quality. But today we have a little bit time. We should also move, now Arahant, the first quality. So recollection of the Buddha, the first Arahant, mostly we translate worthy one or holy one. We have different translation. Okay, now, 1. Who stands remote and far away from all defilements. This is also called the meaning of Arahant. Then 2, a little bit similar. Who destroys his enemies, the defilements? There are 10 defilements: greed, hatred, delusion, pride, wrong view, skepticism, sloth, restlessness, moral shameless, moral fearlessness. These are called defilements. It can make our mind impure. So the Buddha destroying all these things with his path of fruition knowledge. So then to cut all these things or to destroy all these things, so he used a lot of knowledge and power. For example, we have a wrong view and skepticism. The Sotapanti Magga can destroy these two. Then hatred. Among the greed, there's also Kama Chanda, right? Sensual desire. The Buddha also cut with Nagami path and fruition knowledge. For other defilements, the Buddha destroys with Adita path and fruition knowledge. So that means the Buddha cut or destroy all types of defilements by his power. Also, the Buddha also lived very far away from the defilements. This is the call Arahant. Then 3, who destroys the spoke of samsara, the 12 factors of dependent origination. In our daily chants, we also have avijja paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnana, vijnana paccaya nama rupam. We have all the dependent origination factors. The Buddha has already destroyed all these 12 factors. For example, avijja. This is actually root of all unwholesome deeds. What also destroyed already. Then sankhara, good action and bad actions. That means wholesome or unwholesome. After attaining Buddhahood, he cannot do wholesome or unwholesome. Whenever he do something good, it is functional consciousness. Neither wholesome nor unwholesome. Then similarly, if there's no sankhara, no karma, there's no more reverse, no vijnana. It will be very long for you to explain 12 factors, right? If we summarize, we can say 3. Kilesa, karma, vipaka. For example, among the 12, avijja, this is also defilements. Tanha, craving, also. Upadana, clinging, is also defilements. Then we have karma, for example, sankhara, also bhava. These two are karma bhava, these two are karma. Karma, that means karma rounds, right? Now vijnana and many other parts are vipaka, results. Okay, for your understanding, you can make it simple. Okay, now you have one house. You cannot satisfy with one house. You want to get 2 houses. Defilements. Greed. It will force you to work or to earn more. You will earn and you will be able to buy the second house. Right? When you are working, when you are earning, it's a karma. Then because of that karma, you can also buy a house. Vipaka, results. Now you have 2 houses. You're not satisfied with 2 houses. You want to get the third house, 3 houses, right? Then greed, then you make efforts, you get it. Kilesa, karma, vipaka. This is our daily life. We wish to be somebody. We wish to get something. We try for it. We get it. But we cannot satisfy with this again. We start from zero. We wish to be something or somebody again. Or we wish to get something. Then we try it. We get it. This is called samsara. So the Buddha has already cut kilesa. The Buddha has already cut karma. The Buddha has already cut vipaka. That is why he's free from samsara. This is also called arahant. Okay, now, who is worthy of receiving the 4 QUÄC? So that means we also receive 4 QUÄC. What's the difference between Buddha and us? So it's not that simple like us, because Buddha can use all the donations. We're going to use all types of donations. For example, you may know the last meal of the Buddha, of Thawai, Tunda, a goldsmith. Then many divine nutriment is infused into it. The Buddha can take it. If ordinary people eat it, they cannot digest well, they will pass away. Then there's some leftover food. Then he asked Junda, the donor, the swine, after that keep all the food into the small hole, and then he just cover with this swine again. So if he throw away all this food into the water, fish will die. If you throw away this food on the grass will dry. That is why the Buddha just encouraged him to bury under the ground, in order that some other animal may not eat. Okay, the main thing is Buddha is worthy of receiving 4 QUÄC. At the same time, Buddha also can use all these QUÄC. It's different from other living beings. Then 5. Who is the absence of secret evil doing? So at the time of the Buddha, there are many religious leaders. They also have their own traditions. They will not do many bad things in the public, but in their private, then they will do many bad things. The Buddha is different from all this types of leader. He may not do bad things in the public or in private, both. Because he has already destroyed all types of defilements. Even he doesn't have evil minds. If there's no evil minds, they may not do evil things. That's why Buddha is called Arahant. So whenever we are going to recall Buddha's quality, we must remember this 5 quality of 5 meaning of Arahant. This very beginning of Buddhanussati, Buddha's quality. Okay, so in this group of quality, we can check Atahita or Parahita. For example, the first one, stand remote and far away from all defilements. This is also for himself. Second one, who destroys his enemies, the defilements. This is also his own achievement, his abandonment. So the first 2 are abandonment. Okay, what about the third one? Who destroying spoke of samsara, the 12 fetters of divine originations. This is also destroying abandonment. Who is worthy of receiving 4 QUÄC? Okay, this is the quality he achieved. So why he is this kind of quality? He's an incomparable sila, morality. He also have incomparable samadhi, concentration. He also have incomparable panya, wisdom. He also have incomparable emancipation, vimutti. He also have incomparable the revealed knowledge. We can also say Vimuttiñāna Dassana. That is why he is worthy of receiving all types of donation. This is also his achievement. then who is absent of secret evil doing? This is also abandonment. Right? So here we can understand two different things: abandonment and achievement. Knowing something or some qualities. Okay. Another thing is when he receive donation of other people's living beings, this is also for the welfare of living beings. We can also understand like that. But it's just indirectly, right? He can enjoy, but he will not enjoy with the greed or attachment. He just take it as with equanimous mind. Okay, these are the meaning of Arham for today. Maybe tomorrow actually we should continue use another qualities. Actually, it will take a little longer time because it's very deep and very profound. So when we wish to develop the enlightenment factor of rapture or joy, we can also do recollection of Buddha's quality. And when we are going to do recollection of Buddha's quality, we can also close our eyes, or we can also just try to visualize Buddha's image or Buddha's statues we prefer, we like most. Then we can also do one of the recollection of qualities, just choose one of the meaning of qualities. Then just to continuously, only one quality. Then when we can understand the meaning deeply, then there will be rapture in our minds. We may have stronger devotion to the Buddha. Then it will be beneficial for our practice. So for non-Buddhists, it's not that easy to teach this kind of methods. For Buddhists, it's easier to teach Buddhanussati. Okay, anyway, all the things today will be useful for your practice. This is also for beginners. Okay, I have already said many of paths are not for beginners, but with this Bojjhanga, many of paths are for beginners. You can also use all these methods. Okay, so by using proper methods, you can also get rapture, joy. When you have very strong rapture and joy, you can also have tranquility. You can also have the bliss. You can also have better concentration. Okay, may you all be able to practice the three trainings, and may you all be able to realize the final cessation and not suffering.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Sayadaw. Sayadaw, shall we proceed to the question and answer session?
Okay. Okay, we can.
Okay. Dear Dhamma brothers and sisters, if you have any question, please raise your hand, and Brother Jia Hong will bring the microphone to you. And the participants online, you may send your question to the chat group, the Zoom chat. Any question from the participant from the floor?
Thank you, Sayadaw. So a question is like when we do meditation based on this, because we are not Buddha yet, so it's very hard to imagine like the virtue, like the quality of those. Then as a lay people, how do we really meditate to get a closer approximation about these? Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes, okay, now I should approach practical way, right? Sometimes when you have good concentration, your mind will be very far from defilements. You may feel peaceful, right? All of they are like mental states. You can imagine mental states, mental quality. So when your mind is very far from defilements, that means when your mind becomes very peaceful, no defilements. You can also imagine how peaceful Buddha mind will be. Compared to your peacefulness, you can also imagine how strong peacefulness may arise in Buddha's mental process. Then we can also understand, right? The one who is free from defilements. Okay, one more thing. This is our traditional way. You know, the traditional way means when I was young, some of my senior or some of the Mahatera also talk about it. When I get angry, I remember the Buddha who does not have anger. When I'm greedy, I remember the Buddha who does not have any greed. When I'm proud of my ability, I remember the Buddha who does not have any pride. That when I have very strong delusion, I remember the Buddha who doesn't have delusion. In this way, right? You can also do Buddha's quality. But there are many other ways to increase your quality, right? In this way, you can also overcome greed, hatred, delusion, pride, many things, right?
Thank you, Sadhu. So both yesterday and today's lecture talk about avoidance of associating with bad people. So I have two questions. The first is whether avoidance of them is enough. Do we also need to educate them or do more active things? And the second thing is, what if you cannot avoid bad people in your daily life or doing your work as your obligation?
Okay, sure. Some people, although they are bad, they are obedient, they are flexible, right? So for that kind of people, we can educate them. It's possible. There are some people, they are bad, they are arrogant. It's not that easy to educate them. Okay, it depends on how is it their conditions. We can divide into two different parts, right? Another flexible, obedient type. Another disobedient types, and a little bit stubborn. Okay, this is for education. Another thing about avoidance. Actually, we have different ways of avoidance, different types of association. Mostly we understand when we say association, like not making friends, right? The main thing is, okay, although we make friends, if they do some mistakes or something very bad, don't agree with them. Mentally, don't agree. This is also called dissociation. For example, okay, even yesterday we have one questioner in Nepal. He asked, if our parents are stupid, how should we do? Should we avoid them? He asked this kind of question, right? So in the case of association, okay, we have to understand two different things. Don't emulate or imitate them. This is not association. Okay, association means imitate or emulate them. When we say associate with good people, we must emulate the way they practice. If we say don't associate, that means don't imitate or emulate the way they practice. Two different things we can understand, right? Another thing is we have another angle. Bodily and then bhavali, we can communicate, we can associate, but mentally don't associate. Let me I'm to talk about agusala, right? In the case of agusala, for example, killing. Although we don't kill, but we encourage other people to kill. This is also panadipada. Another thing is we don't encourage other people, but we agree when somebody is going to kill. Then this is also called panadipada. Another thing, then we may feel happy, right? When somebody is killing another living beings. This is also called panadipada. Okay, when we talk about don't associate, that means don't agree, don't be happy with their bad behavior. This is not associating. If we say association, we must agree right thing they are doing, or we must be happy when they are doing something right things or good things. This is called association. Okay? The next one.
Any more questions from participants? Okay, Sayadaw, shall we take the question from the Zoom chat first?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Question 1. Vandami Sayadaw, 1. When I begin to attain first jhana, the piti was very strong. As I proceed to higher jhana, piti become very subtle and not strong like before. When I check jhana factors, piti exists, but it is subtle only. Could Sarah advise if this is normal for meditators? 2. I also feel that piti is too gross sometimes and cause much vibration inside oneself. I'm more inclined to sukha and upekkha. This is common for normal meditators. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, when you can take jhana, you cannot know, you must not know piti. If you know piti, you are not in the jhana. The object of jhana is a nimitta, no piti. Right? This is some misunderstanding about jhana. So subject or cross, it depends on your experiences. That means you are checking your experiences. That's why you know this one, right? Similarly, second question, cross or subject, right? When you are entering into the jhana, you cannot know cross or subject. You just know the nimitta. If you know piti, cross or subject, it's not, you are not in the jhana, right? So that means you cannot incline sukha to upekkha, anything. If you are inclined to sukha upekkha, that means you know sukha and upekkha. This is also not jhana anymore, right? So then you have some misunderstanding about the jhana. Okay, next one.
Question 2. Buddhanussati. One meditator, he often experienced hair rising throughout the body during meditation. He suspected that there is ghosts around him and disturbed to him always. Today, Sayadaw explained that hair rising is a kind of piti. Does it mean that the meditator has mistaken something? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Actually, in this case, he's not used to be with this kind of experiences. That's why he misunderstands that the cause around him, something like that. Mostly, whenever we have new experiences, then we are not used to be with this kind of experience. Then sometimes fear may arise. Now, he also one meditator in Nepal. He has this kind of problem, right? Whenever he has very strong calmness, quietness, he's scared. Something will happen to him, right? So this kind of things are not really very good. Another thing is that when you have too much rupture or too much hair rising, don't recall that one too much. Okay? Then you must have more awareness to that, more awareness of the breathing. It will be easier. Otherwise, it will become stronger and stronger. So we cannot say it's a mistake, right? Only maybe his mind inclined to piti too much. That's why it will happen again and again.
Okay, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Question 3, Buddhanussati. We often hear very common saying like Theravada Buddhists are more emphasized on achievement for own welfare and less on practicing for the welfare of other beings. Is this saying justifiable? How we balance between these two qualities as a meditator? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, here we talk about welfare, right? Okay, I should not say very high quality. Should say very simple things. Panatipata, no killing. People may think it's for our own welfare. It's for other living being welfare, right? If we don't have compassion, right, then we cannot observe these precepts. If we don't have patience, we cannot observe these precepts. So that means, just think about 5 precepts. No killing. It's not for ourselves, for other living beings. For other people, other living beings, happiness and welfare. Similarly, no stealing. This is also for the happiness of other living beings. Such a misconduct. It also for the happiness of other people's family. We don't destroy other people's family, right? Then, similarly, musawara. It also, we are not misleading people. We are not cheating people. This is also for the welfare of other living beings. Then, asura-miriya, right? If we get drunk, we may do many wrong things. It will be very harmful for our communities. So, achievements, of course, this is a very high level. This is many religions, they don't have that kind of achievements. They may have only morality. Okay, we just compare with morality level and charity level. Okay? For example, when we are doing dana parami and sila parami, just think about these two most of the time. For many other religions, they have only these two, right? For about bhavana, meditation, they don't have proper instructions. That's why they may not have any achievement, right? So in this case, it depends on how we practice. We have both Attahita and Prahita, for the welfare of ourselves, for the welfare of other living beings. Okay?
Thank you, Sayadaw. Question for Wandami Sayadaw. I can naturally aware my breath in, out, and sit comfortably for 3 to 4 hours. In recent months, my mind is more focused on breath than many wandering thoughts as in the past. Around an hour or so, foggy light appears front of my face, but no more progress thereafter. So far, I have been at such status for most my meditations. Please advise how to improve and progress to a higher status of Anapana meditation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So in your conditions, when you see something, some shape or color or something, you should not follow any shape, any color, or don't think about any locations. This is also one of the things. Okay, another thing is don't expect also. If you expect too much, this also greed. Then when you have greed, this also can be hindrances, one of the hindrances. Right? That's why it can hinder your improvement. Okay, you must check what kind of mindset do you have. Do you expect too much? Or maybe do you think you are not qualified enough or something? Right? Don't feel inferior. This is one of the things. Right? If you have confidence, if you have enough confidence, natural efforts. Also, if you have if your mind is free from expectation, and it will be easier for you to improve. So you might check what kind of hindrances you have in your thought process. Okay? The next one.
Thank you, Sayadaw. The next question is a Chinese question.
Wandami Sayadaw, he used to listen to the supramundane dharma and practicing it. So when he faced with the mundane world, he feels that he has a little bit unable to adapt to it and even reluctant to accept it. Hello, Sayadaw, can you hear me?
I can hear.
Yeah, I repeat the question again. After listening to the Dharma related to supramundane, so in daily life, he has problem accepting the mundane world, even cannot adapt to it, and reluctance to accept it.
Okay.